It's Tuesday the 29th of December 2015 and I'm back in Kingston in Cambridgeshire to continue along Harcamlow Way. And there's a view of the church in Kingston. We saw this at the end of the last walk. Further on we come to Kingston Village Hall. Harcamlow Way now heads along this track known as Cranes Lane. The first part of this is a metalled road, but it becomes a green track from this point. It does look quite muddy. Further on, Cranes Lane becomes more open. Looking back, there are some good views. The problem is I'm walking into the sun, so it's quite difficult to video at the moment. That's looking back along Cranes Lane. There's a view looking to my right, away from the sun. The wind is blowing fairly strongly. There's Cranes Lane ahead. Further on, the path becomes hedged again. The track is excruciatingly muddy. By the way, we're still following the route of Wimpole Way as well as Harcamlow Way at this point, and have been doing so since Kingston. Confirmation we're on Wimpole Way and we're at the end of Cranes Lane, which comes to this road where we turn left. The road bends right, but Harcamlow Way continues ahead along this track. Harcamlow Way continues along the edge of the wood. This path's quite muddy as well. It's another bridle way. Now heading along the edge of this field with good views ahead. Good views ahead and over to my left. The path comes to these circular buildings ahead. Great views. We seem to be on a ridge here. Quite an interesting sign on one of these circular buildings. Just past the circular buildings, Harcamlow Way bears right at a junction of paths. Great view ahead, but I'm pointing directly into the sun. The path bears right, and where it does so there's a bit of relief from the mud. Good views ahead and leftwards now. Nice convenient seat to stop and have a drink. Further on, another beautiful view opens up ahead. Views over to my right. We now come to the road where we turn left. Just along the road, there's this rather forlorn looking telephone box. We now turn right off the road along this road into the Wimpole estate with 1 billion cars going there. Now passing Wimpole Hall. Harcamlow Way uses this main path through the Wimpole estate to get to Arrington and the main road. Another view of Wimpole Hall. National Trust. Still heading through the Wimpole estate along Harcamlow Way. We now come to these gates and the main A1198 road where the walk turns left. At the main road we've joined the route of another long distance footpath, the Cambs Way. After walking along the A1198 through part of the village of Arrington, Harcamlow Way turns left off the main road along this path, diagonally across this field. Further on, the path crosses this field. We're now on a grassy avenue from Wimpole Hall, which is to the left, but the walk turns right. Up there. On the far side of the wide avenue we seem to be able to join this reasonable path heading for the main road. Harcamlow Way now crosses straight over the A603 main road. After crossing the main road, the walk continues along the wide avenue. Now crossing the River Cam. It looks a bit different here than it does in the centre of Cambridge. After the Cam, we pass this fascinating island of reeds. I'm looking back the way I've come because the sun is directly ahead. And there's a view looking back to the island. I've now turned left off the avenue along this track heading towards Whaddon village. Heading across the fields towards Whaddon village. How about finding a needle in this haystack? And there's the wide track ahead of Harcamlow Way. Further on, the track becomes grassy. Now approaching Whaddon Church with an interesting cloud formation. I've come slightly off route for a view of Whaddon Church. Another view of Whaddon Church. Back en route, Harcamlow Way heads up this road in Whaddon. This road is opposite where the footpath emerged in Whaddon. Harcamlow Way turns left off the road in the last clip and starts heading across this wretched golfing area. At this point, I'm leaving Harcamlow Way in Whaddon. It heads along the footpath ahead, Harcamlow Way, but now I'm going to walk along the road to Mildred Station for the train. It's about 2 miles. There's the War Memorial in Mildred, almost at the station now. The train came straight away. Now on the train and the end of today's walk along Harcamlow Way.